What's up everyone and welcome to Pantera Riff of the Week. Today I'm gonna be talking about the fast riff of this love. Okay, so let's talk about the first part of the riff. I would highly recommend you to dissect this little lick into smaller fragments and pieces. Divide it into two parts because there's actually two techniques when it comes to the right hand. One of them would be an alternate picking part or a section, and then at the end of the rounds you're using downstrokes. These are the techniques that make this riff challenging. The left hand is easier, although it seems a little more tricky than it actually is, but depending on the person it can differ. That being said, let's talk about part number one. We're starting on the E string, 0, 1, 2, and then we're gonna change strings to A4, and then twice the E2. So far. And as you can see, it's all alternate picking, starting with the downstroke. And then, here's the tricky part. We're gonna string skip to the D4, and then go back to A4, and then an open A string. So far together. And when it comes to the phrasings, all the notes on the E string are palm muted, and then you open up the rest. So this last note, so far, the open A string, is just semi-muted, semi-palm muted. This was the part that I've played, I believe, wrong in my entire life, because I used to play it on the E5, this chromatic part. Now I can hear how it opens up but still remains a little bit muted with the open A string. So it's a slight mute there, not too heavy like at the beginning. It's more like this. Not all the way open, not all the way muted, in between. So far. And from here, we're gonna go with this chromatic part, coming up to the A, 2, 3, and 4. Double this part. And this is also kind of a difficult transition, because the A string is semi-muted and the rest is fully muted. So you have to move your right hand towards this direction a little bit when you hit the E string, and go back when you hit that open A string. So together so far, slow. And this pretty much is the entire lick when it comes to the alternate picking part. So once you have this one down, like you visualized it and learned it, I would actually practice this part first only. Smooth and easy and relaxing. And then you can add. They both start with the downstroke. So the first one, and then the second. And then you can put the two together. And it's not this fast, but you know, it's better to learn a little faster than it is, and then you can play it better when it comes to the real tempo. Okay, so now the end of the rounds are these simple-ish. Well, it's simple. The rhythm change there makes it very special, very Pantera-ish. It has all the essence of Pantera, this riff. And the drums and how they play it together. Starts on E1, all power chords, adding the octave as well, and triplets, and you come up to all the way to the 6th fret on the E string. And that's the thing, it's not difficult, but it actually is faster, so the tempo goes up for this part, and then there's a little rest at the very end before we would start it over. So that's the magic between the members of Pantera, because they just felt each other so much. There were no metronomes, and these kind of tempo changes within a bar even, they sound so natural, and whereas in real life it's really difficult to pull it out like that. So just pay attention, and you can hear that there's a little stop at the end. So I overemphasize it, but you get the idea. So that's the riff. There's a variation. The third time you don't double this part, but instead on the record the main track just plays a power chord there, adding the octave, 3rd fret on the E string, but there's also some other layers that makes it a minor chord. And also live, Dime used to play a G major chord there sometimes. Thank you very much. This was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson and hopefully even learned something from it. If you have any questions or suggestions, just feel free to leave them in the comments section. Big shout out to my Patreons. Some of you guys have been supporting me for more than a year now, and it means a lot to me, so thank you. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Have a lovely day. Ciao.